to your ExchangeOnline, then your security and compliance module. While you on your own, after having seen what I've done, you now go and also connect to the Teams and the SharePoint, right? So starting with Exchange, what did I say you should do? I'll share my screen. Normal, you click on either the Windows start icon or use the search, I don't know, depending on the OS you're using, use the search button, just type Windows PowerShell. Good. So just type the Windows PowerShell. You would see it listed already. You can either right click to run as admin, or you see right here, you click on run as admin. So either of the two. It's either you're right clicking or you just select it from the list, run as admin. Then click yes. You have your Windows PowerShell open. Now, what did I say is the next thing you get to do? You need to install the ExchangeOnline module. So just type your install hyphen. Now, just in case for Busayo, if you go to the Microsoft lane, you would always see there. There's nothing, virtually nothing you're looking for that you will not find in the Microsoft lane resource or document. So if you need to type your connect hyphen exchange online, just so you read through, because I always like that you read through those articles. So this is just one. Nothing serious, aside from you just knowing that it's connect hyphen exchange online. Then if you need to install the module, also type install the exchange online module. So scroll down the article so you can see the import. Then you can also see the install. So we're going to start with install first before you have the import. So when using the PowerShell module, you always have to move your cursor to whatever it is you want to erase. Then move it back forward, hit enter. I would expect that you're also doing the same from your end.
I should be online. I'm not online
Yeah.
anymore, but my battery is low. My
Okay,
system is
if
like
you
this.
okay, if you have your laptop with you, please
I have with me, but his battery is like just charging it now. Just now, you don't brought it. That's just it's just installed light here. So I try to.
no issues.
Yeah, I'm not online.
So
I can't install it. I can't do it offline.
okay, I need you guys to confirm. Can you still see my screen?
Yeah.
Hello, can you see my Martins? Are you here?
Okay, your screen is up now.
Okay, it's up. Okay, fine. So the first thing you do is install the module. After installing the module, you have so if you take note, the first one says yes, no, suspend. Always type Y for yes. The next one says Y for yes, yes to all. So in this case, pick A, which is yes to all, and then hit enter. You just need to approve. Okay, yes, I do want to install the module. So you're confirming that it should proceed. You type your A for alpha, A, yes to all, and hit enter. So when the module is done installing, before you import the module, you're going to run the set execution remote signed in, set execution. So just copy, take note. I'll just come here and paste, hit enter. I'll type my A again, yes to all, hit enter. So now that I have the set execution policy, I'll just have the next one, import the import module, right? Exchange online. That's all. So this is this, and you only need to run this once. Once I've installed this, once I've run this, I don't need to do this every time I need to use the Windows PowerShell. It's just once. Then the next thing I'll do is what, connect hyphen exchange online. Then I hit enter. Now you will notice that the point where you're connecting to that module, you will always get a prompt to authenticate. You always get a prompt to authenticate. If you're not getting the prompt, then it's not right. For every time you try to use this, try to connect, you always have to authenticate. So this is me signing in. Then I actually upgraded my Windows OS to Windows 11. That's why this is still looking all fresh. So now, I believe you all have your credentials to the admin center. We're going to look at the Exchange admin center now. Why would I want to run the PowerShell module? I said earlier that we're going to be looking at the retention tags, retention policies, and how you get to apply the retention tag and policy to a mailbox. Now, what are retention tags? I'm moving from Windows PowerShell now to retention tags and retention policies. Basically, when you connect to the Windows to Exchange Online, now that I'm done authenticating, I can now decide to run whatever PowerShell it is I want to run. Now, if you also want to connect to the Security and Compliance Admin Center, what you need to do is just, you're going to type connect hyphen IPPS session, then you hit enter. So now, for example, there are some things you would want to run in your security admin center. You can do that when you're connected to the Exchange Online PowerShell module. You have to connect to the security admin center. So when you're connecting to the security admin center, you type connect hyphen IPPS session. So same with Teams and same with SharePoint. Now we're going to go back to the Exchange admin center. In what scenario, or in what would require you to apply retention tags or retention policies to a mailbox? For example, a user's mailbox is full. we have three different types of exchange licenses. You have the kiosks, you have the Exchange Online Plan 1 and the Exchange Online Plan 2. So for Exchange Online Plan 1, I want someone to tell me what's the mailbox size for an Exchange Online Plan 1 mailbox. Can anyone tell me that? Who would like to answer that question? Aside from Busayo, I want someone to tell me what's the mailbox size for an Exchange Online Plan 1 and an Exchange Online Plan 2. Sophia, can you answer that question? Hello, Sophia or Olamileko. Can you guys speak or you're still muted? Can you hear me at all?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so there's a what? Diana, can you tell me what's the mailbox size for Exchange Online Plan 1 and Exchange Online Plan 2?
Yeah, I don't know.
Olive, what's the mailbox size for an Exchange Online Plan 1 and Exchange Online Plan 2? Michael is not, sorry, Martins is not here. Hello? Nobody knows the mailbox size. Olamilekon?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good evening.
Okay, good evening.
I'm presently at work, that's why I'm not responding.
Okay, that's fine. If you know what the mailbox size is, you should drop it in the chat box. So basically for Exchange Online Plan 1, just drop your answers in the chat box for Exchange Online Plan 1 and for Exchange Online Plan 2, what's the mailbox size? So without taking much of your time, okay, Selima is typing. This is something you all should know, right? You should all know what the mailbox size is. Oh. Exactly. So that's a 50 gigabyte. Thanks, Augustine. It's a 50 gigabyte for plan 1. And for plan 2, it's what? Good, 100 gigabytes. So that's very beautiful. So there are instances when a user's mailbox is full per user. Yes, per user. So depending on the license you have assigned to you, right? So in a scenario where your mailbox is full, the first thing you should do for that user is, take for example, a user that has 50 gigabyte of mailbox size. You need to enable the online archive for that user mailbox. Now, how do we enable online archive for a user mailbox? You go to your Exchange Admin Center. My classes are usually, do I say more of an interactive class where I get to share my screen and you also have to share your screen. So now if I ask you to enable archive for a mailbox, what's archive? Archive is more like an additional storage space. Let me share the article with you just in case it's your first time of hearing what mailbox archive is in Microsoft 365. So basically, the archive mailbox is just like an additional cloud storage space for each user, right? So if you have an Exchange Online Plan 1 that gives you a 50 gigabyte mailbox size, your archive mailbox would also be equivalent to that, which is 50 gigabyte mailbox size. So if you have the Exchange Online Plan 2, which is 100 gigabytes, your archive mailbox space would also be what? 100 gigabytes of mailbox size. So now if you go to your Exchange Admin Center, we're all going to go to the Exchange Admin Center. Within the Exchange Admin Center, you have all your users' mailboxes. Then select the user you want to enable archive for. So my Exchange Admin Center is still coming up. So you have this, let's say you have mailboxes here. And I intend to, okay. So if you look at this list of users now, right from here, you can see the users that have the archive mailbox enabled and those that do not have their archive mailbox enabled. So the first user here you see is Abdul Malik. You can see the archive status here says none. For Abel, you have active. For Ahmed, you have active. For Jude, you have active. So for these users, I don't need to enable archive for. So those that have none, I'll just select one of them. This is Emmanuel, right? I go to Emmanuel, and here you have the details for Emmanuel. This is Emmanuel's profile here. Just go to mailbox. Here you have retention policy. We're not doing that now. Go to click on orders. So from within orders, these are things you can do here. For us, we just want to enable the archive mailbox. So you click on manage mailbox archive. When you click on manage mailbox archive, just toggle this to what? Enabled, and that's all. Now, if you're signed into the admin center, that's using um your credentials, right? The one we created for you guys. If I mean, because I'll advise that while I'm taking this, you're also doing yours too. So when you enable the archive mailbox, you can see we have additional storage. There's a premium feature that requires an Exchange Online Plan too. Now, what they're talking about is we have this archive mailbox called the AutoExpanding archive mailbox. You're able to enable archiving for both Exchange Online Plan 1 and Exchange Online Plan 2. But for the auto-expanding archive, you have to enable that for only users that have the Exchange Online Plan 2, or we have a standalone license that's called the Exchange Online Archiving license. Now, what that auto-expanding archive mailbox gives to you is additional 1.5 terabytes. So now that I've enabled this archive on this mailbox, I'll just click save. Now, the reason why you're seeing that this thing saying the additional feature is because all these users here have the Exchange Online Plan 2. So automatically they are, do I say, you are able to enable the auto expanding archive. Now, what is auto expanding archive? Like I said, it's still the archive mailbox, only that it gives additional 1.5 terabytes. Now, unlike the online archive mailbox that we've just enabled from the Exchange Admin Center, for auto expanding, you have to use the Windows PowerShell to enable it. It's also not visible to the end user. But the online archive mailbox, the one you enable from the Exchange Admin Center, is visible to the users. So now I'm going to type auto expanding archive. So enable auto-expanding archive in M365. I'll share the link with you. You can just read through just for your personal use. So the reason why I'm sharing this is we're going to run the PowerShell command together. Enable auto-expanding archive. Now, if you read through the article, you'll see that you can enable this auto-expanding archive org-wide, that's tenant-wide, or per user. Now, the ExchangeOnline auto-expanding archive is a feature that enables additional storage space for archive mailboxes. So when auto-expanding archive is turned on, you have an additional storage space. Additional storage space is automatically added to a user's archive mailbox until it reaches the storage limit of 1.5 terabyte, which is what I just said. So you see that some admins will call and say they don't want to buy additional licenses, yet this particular user's mailbox is full. What do they do? So just enable the archiving for them. And if you can confirm that the user has an Exchange Online plan too, take the extra step to enable auto expanding archive for that user. Now, when you read through and you scroll down, if you have to enable this for your entire organization, take note you have here connect to the Exchange Online PowerShell module, which we've already done. Then simply run this PowerShell command, set organization config auto expanding archive. So this would mean that when you enable this, all your users would have the auto expanding archive enabled. You don't have to do it on a per user level. But if you know you don't want to do that for all your users, or it's not all your users that have the Exchange Online plan too, then you have to enable that per user on a per user basis, which is having to use this PowerShell command. So now let's enable auto expanding for this user that we've just enabled the online archive for. I think we just enabled that for Emmanuel. This is Emmanuel. So now you can see his archive status is active, right? So now if I want to enable the online, the auto expanding archive mailbox for Emmanuel, I'll need to run a PowerShell command. This is the PowerShell command. You scroll up. This is enable mailbox. Here where you have user mailbox, that's the identity of the user. So I'll click copy. I'll come to my Windows PowerShell. The reason why you're having that error is because I didn't get to authenticate for the security module. So I'll just paste, come over here, click Ctrl V. Now, take note, when you see this red here, I don't know if you can see my cursor, it shows that the PowerShell command is wrong. It's not correct. So I'll just move back, and right here, I'll type the mailbox, the identity or the user email address, right? The identity of the mailbox we want to enable the auto expanding archive for, which is Emmanuel. If you have questions, please, I would answer after the class. So you have Emmanuel at, let me see. Okay. New graduates.onsoft.com. Move my cursor forward and hit enter. So that's it. So basically, we've just enabled the auto expanding archive for this particular user. So if you also want to get the status like, okay, has it been enabled? Yes or not? You want to verify that it has been enabled for the user or for the organization. This one is for the organization. But we want to confirm, has this been enabled for the user? I would also click copy here. Then go back to my Windows PowerShell, paste. type in the user's email address. Don't forget, that's Emmanuel at newgraduates.onmicrosoft.com. Move my cursor forward, then hit enter. So you can see the result is true. So that shows that we've enabled auto-expanding archive. So in a scenario where you've not enabled auto-expanding archive, let's look for a user that we've not enabled archive for. Here, if you do the get, you'd see it will return false. We have Hawa here. So let's do the get for Hawa and see what the result would be. So I type Hawa at newgraduates.onmicrosoft.com. So can you see the difference between the two? Hawa does not have the archive mailbox enabled, let alone the auto-expanding archive enabled. So that's why hers is returning false. But for Emmanuel, we have the online archive mailbox enabled and the auto-expanding archive enabled. So we have the results as true. So this is just how you get to run your PowerShell commands when you're connected to the ExchangeOnline PowerShell module. So that's that about archiving. We're going to be looking at retention policies. What are retention policies? Before I proceed with the retention tags and retention policies, let me check something real quick. Within your Outlook, right? When you sign into your Outlook, either if it's whether it's your Outlook desktop app or your Outlook web app, you always see archive mailbox. Let me open my own Outlook web app here and show you. You need to scroll down to see your archive mailbox. This is it here. If you can still see my screen. Right here, it's called the in-place archive. You can see the in-place archive. On your Outlook desktop app, you're going to see the online archive. For the web app, it's in-place archive, and on your Outlook desktop app is called the online archive. So that's it about archiving. I think I'll stop here because I just have 5 minutes to 6 p.m., right? I'll take another class next week. Like I said, this class is basically just to do I say reinforce what you've learned in your previous classes. Thank you. So I'll continue with tags next week, same time, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. So now if you have any questions, please, you can ask your questions, and that'll be all for today. So let me stop the screen share. So does anyone have any question? Is there anything you don't understand from what I've just explained? I think I started with how you get to use your Windows PowerShell, right? I said you must have the global admin role assigned, after which you would always have to run your Windows PowerShell as an admin. Then if it's your first time of using the Windows PowerShell, ensure that you install the module. Then set the execution policy to remote signed before you import the module. Then you connect to ExchangeOnline. So whatever PowerShell it is you want to run, you simply copy and paste. In most cases, you always have to put in the user's identity, which is the email address, the username, which is the email address. Then run your PowerShell against the user. If you need to verify whatever it is you've done, you always run the get to see the status of the PowerShell command you've run. So if you have any questions, please ask. If you don't have any, then we can call it a day. Busayo, your hand is still up. Do you have a question?
Should be
I have
Okay.
a question.
if I'm not online,
Okay. What's your question?
if I'm not online, can we run it? Is it offline? Can we run it offline?
You can't run it offline. You
Okay,
need
okay.
your internet access to be able to run your PowerShell commands.
The second account the account you created for us is it working? Because no, is it working? I'm trying to get another one. I create my own account. It's very simple. Is it working? The account you created for us really fast.
Yes, it's always active. It is. You can use your the M365 accounts that were created for you. You can use it. You keep it's active for every mentee, right? For as long as you created the account, you have an account, it's still active. You have access to the M365 test tenant. So Diana, what's your question? You can unmute yourself and speak.
Okay, my question was for the unlicensed customer, for how long can the archive remain? Like, does it have a time frame?
It doesn't have. Once you enable it, you've enabled it. It's a permanent feature. It's a feature that comes with your plan. So it doesn't have an expiry date.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank
So
you.
thank you all. Yeah, thank you all for joining. Like I said, okay, Joseph, you have a question. I know you want to contribute. Yeah,
No,
good
why,
evening.
why, why is so sure that I want to contribute? So,
I'm very sure you want to.
thank you, Rafia. But this
Yeah,
time
you're
you are
welcome.
you are not correct. So yes,
I'm
I just want to
and
I just want
okay.
to thank you. I just want to thank you so much. You know, it takes a
Okay.
lot to give to the people, but it becomes very painful when people don't want to give back when you give to them. So I am an advocate of the right hand washing the left hand and they both become clean, right? While this class was going on, in short, one of the reasons I joined the call was my finding from the Nigeria M35 community YouTube page. I see that before we commenced the mentorship program in September, we had around 400 plus, around 450, I'm not mistaken, or 460 subscribers, and we
Mm,
onboarded more than 1,000 persons, and
okay.
then we finished that program. And as we speak, and as I speak to you right this minute, we still have 557 subscribers on that channel, and this is very, very bad. But people want to get and they don't want to give back. It does not really take anything from you to hit on the subscribe button of a YouTube channel of a community that is building you. And then you look at the videos that were uploaded, you see more than 100 persons watch a video and you see only 2 or 3 likes on that video. So I'm just saying this boldly because it does not make sense that you are collecting and you don't want to give the little that you can give to encourage these people that are doing this work. Myself, I know that I've announced like on countless occasions to why the meetings were going on, that the mentors we have on this forum have, most of us have YouTube channels that we are still trying to grow. So does it even cost you money to subscribe to the YouTube channel of the community and that of your mentors, and possibly carry the YouTube channel on your head to look for some people that will subscribe to these channels and just see how, while we are giving this much that we have to offer, then you are giving something back in return so that we all can be happy achieving our aim. Rafia would have possibly use this 1 hour to catch some breath or even have a nap. But she's burning her energy on this call, and we have 9 of us already on this call. And I'm sure that Rafia, if I'm correct, you set up your YouTube channel recently, and then she may not have up to 50 subscribers, and you are comfortable taking classes from her. What can you do in return to say thank you to these people that are burning this amount of energy just to make sure that they contribute to your own growth? I don't think this is just unprecedented. I cannot really compare where this kind of trainings are going on, and absolutely for free. So please, I'm just making this statement. Whatever way you can encourage your mentors, please do. Make sure that you are showing that you appreciate what they are doing. It's okay to write all that you want to write on LinkedIn. It makes a lot of sense. But it takes one other extra step to see how you can even bring up yourself to say, no, these people are giving like real things to us. Look at Rafia sending messages on you in Abuja, send CV. Do you think it's easy to start sorting out things? Do you know how many sleepless nights she had sending your vouchers to you? One voucher is around 148, 150,000 naira as we speak. But we all got this thing on the call just, for free. Somebody putting emails together, sending to you. Yes, it's okay for you to say, God bless her, God bless this person, God bless this person. But even the Bible says that if you do not love your brother that you see, like one-on-one, how do you claim to love God? So if you are claiming to appreciate God for what you are achieving from these mentors, how do you even like physically appreciate them before you tell God to be blessing them also? So I just had that as one of those things that spiked my mind, and I thought to quickly join this call. And if I have opportunity, I will just voice it out so that even as few as we are on this call, we can start this up and see how we can encourage both the community and even the individuals who are there offering services to you. So Rafia, that's what I have to say. For your training, I joined very late, but I appreciate what the few things I've learned about auto archiving, right? Auto
Yes,
expanding or something.
expanding. Yeah,
Yeah,
auto
auto
expanding
expanding.
archive.
Yeah, so thank you very, very much for those trainings. I know it's a 1 hour session. I may just sit back here now and quickly watch it just so I can update myself too. Thank you very much for your
Hmm.
contribution.
Sure, it's my pleasure. Thank you too for that. So yeah, I think what I'll do next is I know someone had asked earlier for the mentors' names or their LinkedIn profiles. I think Emmanuel also shared the YouTube channels. So I might just look through and share that with you guys. So those that have not connected yet on LinkedIn, you can connect. Those that have not subscribed to the YouTube channels, you can also subscribe, right? For my own YouTube channel, I think I just started that, so it's not really something serious. I'll try to upload the recordings when I have them ready. So I think this one should be the link to my YouTube channel on the chat. You can go there. I think maybe one or two videos are there. You can check them out if you've not checked them, if it's related to something
And I'm
you.
subscribing now, Rafia, like right now. Mm.
Yeah, thank you. I'll
Yeah.
try as much as possible to have short videos there, just real tech tips that you don't necessarily have to read too many materials for, and you have them there. So you can like, share, subscribe, watch the videos. After the class, I'll upload this recording to that channel too. So thank you all once again. Your interview is not something hard, right? They just want to have a feel of who you are, what you can offer. And like I used to say, wherever you find yourself, try as much as possible to always stand out, right? Give your best. You don't know who is watching. You don't know where your next offer would come from. Try to network, ask questions, and yeah, put a smile on your face. Be confident in the little, no matter how little what it is you know, be confident in what you know and be willing to share that knowledge. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. See you same time next week because I intend to do this every Saturday from 5 to 6 p.m. if I don't have anything really crucial within that time period. I'll always share an update with you. Bye for now, everyone. Yeah, Olive, you're welcome. Take care, guys. If you have any questions, please, you can always send me a DM and I'll answer. If you don't have your account yet, I think I was supposed to do a reminder, but I did not because I rushed in for this class. But hopefully, subsequent classes, I'll be taking more questions. Take care, guys. Bye. Wishing you all the best in your interview. I know your interview is scheduled for next week, Friday, for majority of you. Prepare well, be punctual. Don't go late. For if they say your interview is 2 p.m., please, at least 5 minutes before that 2 p.m., you have your team set, right? You have your teams. You've checked your internet connection. your audio, that's the mic is working fine, they will ask you to also turn on your camera. So set yourself up and be prepared for your interviews. Wishing you the very best. Bye for now. Thank you, guys.